Feels good. It feels good to see the ball go through the net. But I think, every game, regardless, you're making shots, you're not, it feels really, really good to have your teammates behind you, and I definitely feel that every day. And
oh, man, I haven't played point guard. I was telling the girls I haven't played point guard maybe since college, and so that was different. But I think it brings out the vulnerable side of me.
That the crowd was behind us today. It's fun to walk out of the gym on a high note and on a make, and I saw the time going down, so I was trying to pull out my inner Kelsey Mitchell.
Caitlin Clark didn't play a single minute, and yet the Indiana Fever didn't just win, they absolutely demolished the Chicago Sky by 22 points and shattered 6 records doing it. How does a team missing their biggest star look even more dangerous? You're about to see how Boston locked the paint, Hull rained threes, and Mitchell became an unstoppable dual threat, all in one game. This wasn't supposed to happen, and that's exactly why it's so stunning. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, I'm proud of her. She is her own worst critic. She's a perfectionist. She wants everything to go right all the time. And, it was nice to see the ball go through the net for her. And
I'm gonna always stand by my teammates, so you never have to worry about that.
Play that song? Is it the same time every?
Oh, it's the walkout, man. We have to be ready for the walkout. Shout out to Young Jeezy if he's listening or seeing this.
We believe that every time she shoots it, it's going to go in. But for her to finally feel that and see that and play with so much confidence, it's big for us. We need her.
Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. How does a team missing its best player go from being counted out to running the scoreboard and breaking records like it's nothing? Going into this game, everyone knew Caitlin Clark was out, and for most people, that meant one thing: the Fever would be fighting just to keep it close. Chicago was expected to smell blood in the water. Without Clark's shooting, passing, and control of tempo, the belief was that Indiana's offense would slow down and the defense wouldn't get enough scoring support to hold a lead for long.
I think for me, it's focusing on doing the right thing, taking the right shots, being in the right place, focusing less on the outcome of things. Missed shots happen. It's going to happen in everyone's career.
Man, I don't know. That LA one felt good for us because we didn't quit. And then, life happened the other night at the Valley. So we could have looked at it like, oh, woe is me. And, we don't have enough players. And we didn't.
Kelsey's not giving herself enough credit. Her and Sophie putting themselves before the team, making sure that they're sacrificing, playing out of position, doing things that they don't normally do, maybe uncomfortable, but I think they both really did a great job of.
But from the opening tip, it became clear this was going to be a completely different kind of night. Aaliyah Boston set the tone before she even scored a single point. Early in the first quarter, Chicago ran a clean pick and roll that should have been an easy layup. Boston saw it developing 2 steps ahead, sprinted across the lane, and swatted the ball so hard it flew toward the sideline. That wasn't just a highlight play, it was the first punch. For the rest of the quarter, every Sky drive felt like they were dribbling into a wall. Boston didn't bite on pump fakes, she stayed in position, and she made sure if you scored on her, you'd have to work for it. By the end of the first, Chicago's shot chart was a mess of awkward floaters and rushed mid-range jumpers. While Boston locked down the paint, the offense needed someone to step up, and that's where Lexi Hull walked in ready to torch the net. She wasn't tiptoeing into her shots, she was catching and firing without hesitation. Every time the ball swung to her on the wing, it felt like 3 points were already on the board. By halftime, she had already tied her season high in scoring, but she didn't slow down.
Yeah, Kelsey obviously had to play out of position tonight. She had a season high 8 assists. Just how did you see her embrace having to do that, embrace having to do like what the team needed tonight?
And she let the game come to her. Her decision making has been really good. She had those 8 assists and only 1 turnover. Her shot making was really good, as it always is, and we know that she's going to create a lot of gravity. We did a good job of still getting her the ball in positions that she had been getting the ball. We just try to do it, a little bit more often, and try to get it a little bit more in flow.
What made her night even nastier was that she wasn't just staying behind the arc twice. She picked Chicago's pocket clean and turned it into instant fast break points. Those little swings, a steal here, a deep 3 there, started stacking up into something much bigger. Then you had Kelsey Mitchell, who clearly decided she'd take two jobs for the night. She was the engine that kept the offense moving, scoring at will but also setting up her teammates like she was running point full-time. She'd come off a screen, hit a mid-range jumper one possession, then the very next trip, drive hard, draw help, and dish it perfectly to an open shooter. 26 points with her season high in assists, that's not an easy balance. But with Mitchell doing that, it meant the Fever didn't just have one option. They had multiple scoring threats on every trip down the floor.
Kelsey, could you feel that performance come from Lexi? I mean, you're around her at practice every day, see the work she's putting in. Could you kind of sense and understand, I guess, that it was just a matter of time before she had a breakout showing like that?
Oh, man, we have this song, All There by Young Jeezy, that I play. Our last game in Phoenix, I think we all were just a bit emotional about everything, and I think me and Lexi had an emotional moment because, no one shot well, and I want her to know that we going to count on her for, what she brings to the table every night. And home our way. And I tell Lexi, I tell Sophie, everybody, I trust in our group so crazy that I'm like, when the song comes on, just like, it's all there. Like, you just got to believe it, and I think Lexi knows that we believe in her.
What made the game even more surprising was how the lead didn't just sit at a comfortable margin. Indiana kept pushing. Second quarter lead? Bigger in the third. Third quarter lead? Even bigger by the final buzzer. Usually when a star is out, teams have to hang on and try not to give away a run. This was the exact opposite. The longer the game went, the more the Fever leaned in and pressed the advantage. Chicago looked like they were waiting for Clark to walk in and save them, except she never did, and they never found an answer for the players who were out there. By the end, this wasn't just a solid win. 6 separate records fell. Most points in a game without Clark. Largest margin over the Sky in franchise history. Fastest scoring pace they've ever had in a regular season meeting between these two teams. It was a numbers avalanche, but the story behind those records was even more telling. Every single one came from stacking smart plays and exploiting every mismatch. The Fever didn't just beat the Sky, they took away everything Chicago wanted to do and replaced it with their own plan.
I mean, you spoke pregame about needing to bounce back, needing to pull tighter, but to see them go out and actually do that tonight, I mean, how impressive was that for the team to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of this group. I think we've shown all season long, like, they're resilient. They celebrate one another, and, that stuff alone is good for 10 to 12 points a game. And, for this group, the way that they share the ball, how unselfish they are. I mean, I'm really proud of them. I think it just says a lot about who we have as human beings. That was one of the things that we made a priority in the off season of, who we bring into this organization.
And if you think those records are just stats on paper, wait until you hear the way they built them, piece by piece, while never letting the Sky breathe. This wasn't some lucky hot shooting night, it felt like a plan. The Fever showed they can shift roles, cover gaps, and still control every part of the game. That kind of depth matters, especially when the playoffs get tight and defenses lock in. So I want to know from Fever fans, after seeing this, how confident are you about TH?